A shiny silver train rolling right through the living room of a mansion. A blonde little boy with the biggest smile on NBC, a dad who refused to grow up. This is Silver Spoons, and tonight we're counting down the top 7 cast members, then and now, straight into 2026. Here's your teaser. The #1 star on our list won a Golden Globe at just 9 years old, before Silver Spoons even aired. And what he's doing today in 2026 may shock you. But first, tell me honestly, who did you sit next to on the living room floor when that Together theme song started playing? Your big brother? Your mom folding laundry? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Grab your coffee, let's go. Number 7, Erin Gray, Kate Summers Stratton. We kick things off with a woman who was already a TV icon before she ever walked into that Stratton mansion. Erin Gray, the graceful, whip-smart Kate Summers, the woman who tamed that overgrown man-child, Edward Stratton III, and eventually became his wife on the show. And every dad watching on Friday nights, suddenly very, very interested in their kid's sitcom. Then, when Silver Spoons premiered in September 1982, Erin was already famous as Colonel Wilma Deering in Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. A top New York fashion model in the 70s, she anchored Silver Spoons for all 5 seasons, all 116 episodes. Now in 2026, born January 7, 1950, in Honolulu, Hawaii, Erin Gray is now 76 years old and still absolutely radiant. Today she runs Heroes for Hire, her own talent agency that books classic sci-fi stars at comic conventions all across America. If you've ever spotted your favorite 80s star at a convention, Erin probably put them there. She's been married to her husband, Richard Hissong, since 1991. And here's your trivia bomb. Long before Kate Summers, Erin was the face of that famous English leather cologne ad. Remember the woman who purred, "My men wear English leather, or they wear nothing at all"? That was Erin Gray, the same woman who played the prim secretary on a wholesome family sitcom. How's that for a double life? Number 6, Leonard Lightfoot, Leonard Rollins. Next up, a face you'll remember the second you see him. The sharp, straight-laced family attorney, Leonard Rollins, played by Leonard Lightfoot. If Edward Stratton was the world's biggest man-child, Leonard was the grown-up in the room, the one who kept Eddie's toy empire from collapsing into a giant game of Pac-Man. Then, Leonard was part of the original main cast in Season 1 back in 1982. A classically trained theater actor, he brought real dignity to every scene. Before Silver Spoons, he'd guest starred on The Jeffersons and 8 is Enough, the kind of reliable character actor who held 80s TV together. Now in 2026, here's where our countdown turns personal. Leonard left Silver Spoons after the first season, did a few more roles, and then quietly stepped away from Hollywood altogether. He chose a life far from the cameras. That quiet dignity he brought to the role, turns out that was just who he really was. And right after Leonard left the show, the writers brought in a sharp-tongued, brilliantly prickly business manager who became one of the most unforgettable faces of the entire series. And that man is coming up next. Number 5, Corky Pigeon, Freddy Lippen Cuddleman. Roll the clock back to Season 1. Remember that sweet, goofy, tap-dancing best friend of Ricky Stratton? The kid named Freddy Lippen Cuddleman? Yeah, that face, that laugh, that perfectly 80s bowl haircut. That was Corky Pigeon, and for 4 whole seasons he was Ricky's loyal sidekick in every wild adventure inside that toy-filled mansion. Then, born January 27, 1970, in Fresno, California, Corky was already a working kid actor by age 10. He landed Silver Spoons at just 12 years old and stayed on the show from 1982 through 1985. Fun fact, Corky was a real-life tap dancer and the writers actually built an entire episode around it, letting Freddy break into a full tap routine on screen. Now in 2026, Corky is 56 years old today, and he took one of the most unexpected turns of anyone on this list. After Silver Spoons, he hung up the acting for a whole other passion: punk rock drumming. That's right, sweet little Freddy became the drummer in LA punk bands like The Gain and Buck, touring with acts like MXPX and Real Big Fish. Today, Corky lives a quiet life in California, is a devoted Christian, a proud husband and father, and teaches acting workshops alongside his wife. From tap shoes to drumsticks to teaching the next generation, what a beautiful ride. Quick question for you, my friends. How many of you had a childhood best friend exactly like Freddy? The goofy one, the loyal one, the one who always had your back? Tag them in the comments right now. Let them know you still remember. Number 4. Joel Higgins. Edward Stratton III. And now we honor the heart of the entire show, the man-child himself, the dad who played with toy trains, the millionaire who refused to grow up. Edward Stratton III, played by the magnificent Joel Higgins. My friends, without Joel, there simply is no Silver Spoons. He was the warmth. He was the humor. He was the reason every kid in America wished their dad had a giant arcade in the living room. Then, before Silver Spoons, Joel was already a Broadway star. He won the Theatre World Award in 1975 for the original Broadway cast of Shenandoah. The man could act, sing, and play guitar, a true triple threat. And here's a trivia bomb that'll blow your mind. Joel also wrote over 100 commercial jingles, including the famous tunes for Kool-Aid and M&M's. Yes, the dad from Silver Spoons wrote the song stuck in your head from every childhood TV commercial. Now, in 2026, born September 28, 1943, in Bloomington, Illinois, Joel Higgins is now 82 years old. After the show wrapped, he returned to his first love, the Broadway stage, starring in City of Angels from 1991 to 1992, and later co-writing and directing the acclaimed musical Johnny Guitar, which won the Outer Critics Circle Award for Best Off-Broadway Musical in 2004. His last film role was opposite Nathan Lane in the 2016 comedy No Pay, Nudity. In 2017, he released an EP of original songs titled A World Away. Because at 82, Joel Higgins is still singing, still writing, and still creating beautiful music. A true artist to the core. Number 3. Jason Bateman. Derek Taylor. Now hold on tight because position number 3 might be the biggest surprise of this whole list. Before he was a Hollywood A-list movie star, before he was the face of 2 of the most beloved TV shows of the 21st century, he was a 15-year-old kid named Derek Taylor, Ricky Stratton's smart aleck, troublemaking best friend on Silver Spoons. That's right, that Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman was on Silver Spoons. Then, Jason joined the cast in season 1 back in 1982, playing Derek for the first 2 seasons. Word on the street? Producers allegedly wrote him out because Jason was too talented. Some said he was upstaging young Ricky Schroder in every scene. Jason then immediately bounced over to It's Your Move and the Hogan Family and became one of the biggest teen stars of the late 80s. Now in 2026, born January 14, 1969, in Rye, New York, Jason Bateman is now 57 years old, and he is absolutely at the peak of his powers. He won the hearts of a whole new generation as Michael Bluth in the cult classic Arrested Development, and then he dominated television as both the star and director of Netflix's dark crime drama Ozark, a role that won him the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Directing for a Drama Series in 2019. Today, he also co-hosts one of the most popular podcasts on the planet, Smartless, alongside Will Arnett and Sean Hayes. That smart aleck kid from Silver Spoons? He became one of the most respected and beloved men in all of Hollywood. Talk about a glow-up. And be honest with me right now. Did you recognize young Jason Bateman back in 1982? Or did you just realize today, for the very first time, that the Jason Bateman was on silver spoons? Drop your jaw in the comments below. I want to see every single reaction. Number 2. Alfonso Ribero. Alfonso Spears. Oh my friends, here comes the moment you've been waiting for. Number 2 on our countdown is a young man who breakdanced his way onto silver spoons in the fall of 1984 and stole the entire show from the very first episode. Alfonso Ribero as Alfonso Spears, the nephew of Dexter Stuffins, the new best friend to Ricky Stratton, and the kid whose smile could light up every living room in America. Then, born September 21st, 1971, in the Bronx, New York, Alfonso was already a Broadway star before Silver Spoons. He played the title role in the Tony Award-winning musical, The Tap Dance Kid. He even released a 1984 single called Dance Baby and wrote a whole instructional book titled Alfonso's Breakin' and Poppin' Book. The kid was a phenomenon. Now in 2026, Alfonso is 54 years old today, and here is the beautiful truth. He is arguably busier and more beloved than he has ever been in his entire life. After Silver Spoons, he became the one and only Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, opposite Will Smith from 1990 to 1996, creating the Carlton dance to Tom Jones's It's Not Unusual, which is now officially etched into pop culture history forever. He won Dancing with the Stars Season 19 back in 2014. And today, Alfonso is hosting 2 of the biggest shows on ABC at the exact same time. He's the current host of America's Funniest Home Videos, now in his 11th season of the show's record-breaking 36th season run. And he co-hosts Dancing with the Stars alongside Julianne Hough. He lives in Los Angeles with his wife Angela and their 4 beautiful children. Think about that for 1 second. The little breakdancing kid from Silver Spoons grew up to become one of the most recognizable faces on American television for 4 straight decades. From Ricky's best friend to Carlton Banks to TV host royalty. What a life. Number 1. Ricky Schroder. Ricky Stratton. And now, my beautiful friends, we have arrived. The moment we've been building toward. The little blonde-haired boy riding that silver train through the mansion. The face on every Tiger Beat magazine cover in the mid-'80s. The heart and soul of this entire show. Ricky Schroder. Then, born April 13th, 1970, in Staten Island, New York, Ricky's acting career began when he was just 3 months old. His mother took him to baby photo shoots. By age 9, he starred opposite Jon Voight in the 1979 film The Champ and won the Golden Globe for Best New Male Star, making him the youngest person ever to win a Golden Globe in that category. He was 9 years old. 3 years later, in September 1982, at just 12 years old, he became Ricky Stratton on Silver Spoons, and a whole generation fell in love with him. Now in 2026, Ricky is currently 55 years old, and his 56th birthday is coming up on April 13th, just days from now. After Silver Spoons ended, Ricky refused to become another washed-up child star. He dropped the Y from Ricky, started going by Rick Schroder, and in 1989 landed the role of young cowboy Newt Dobbs in the legendary CBS Western miniseries Lonesome Dove, opposite Robert Duvall and Tommy Lee Jones, a role that instantly proved he was a real, serious actor. He then joined the cast of the gritty cop drama NYPD Blue from 1998 to 2001 as Detective Danny Sorensen, earning a Screen Actors Guild Award nomination. Today, Ricky lives in the American West. He's a devout Christian, a passionate hunter, a fisherman, a rancher, and an independent filmmaker. He's directed multiple films including Black Cloud in 2004, produced the war documentary The Fighting Season after spending 110 days embedded with U.S. troops in Afghanistan in 2014, and he played the father of Dolly Parton in the beloved 2015 Hallmark films Dolly Parton's Coat of Many Colors and Christmas of Many Colors. He has 4 children, Holden, Luke, Cambry, and Faith, all of whom have appeared in his films alongside him. From a 9-year-old Golden Globe winner to the heart of silver spoons, to a respected adult actor, director, and family man. Ricky Schroder didn't just survive child stardom, he built an entire meaningful life beyond it. And that, my friends, is why he will always, always be our number one. And now, my beautiful friends, we pause. We take a deep breath, because no true Silver Spoons tribute would be complete without honoring the ones who are no longer with us. The ones whose faces still shine on our screens, but whose voices we can no longer hear. Franklin Seals, our beloved Dexter Roosevelt Stuffins, the sharp, fussy, brilliantly funny business manager who joined the show in 1983 and anchored it for all remaining seasons. Franklin was a Juilliard graduate, personally discovered and given a full 4-year scholarship by the legendary John Houseman. He was one of the most respected, classically trained stage actors of his generation, called by the Los Angeles Times one of America's most compelling stage actors. Sadly, on May 14, 1990, Franklin passed away at his family's home in Brooklyn, New York, from complications related to AIDS. He was only 37 years old. His ashes were scattered in the Caribbean Sea near his birthplace on the island of St. Vincent. Rest in peace, Franklin. Your dignity, your elegance, and your laughter live on forever in every episode. John Houseman, the legendary actor who played Edward Stratton II, Ricky's tough-as-nails grandfather. John was a Hollywood titan long before Silver Spoons, an Academy Award winner, the founding director of the drama division at the Juilliard School, and a lifelong collaborator of Orson Welles. He appeared on Silver Spoons in his final years, bringing a gravitas that no other actor could match. John passed away on October 31st, 1988, from spinal cancer at the age of 86. He worked right up until 3 days before his death, a true legend of the American stage and screen. 2 beautiful souls, 2 irreplaceable talents, forever part of the Silver Spoons family. And there you have it, my wonderful friends, the top 7 beloved stars of Silver Spoons, then and now, all the way into 2026. From Aaron Gray's timeless grace, to Corky Pigeon trading in tap shoes for punk rock drumsticks, to Jason Bateman becoming one of the biggest stars in all of Hollywood, to our forever number one, Ricky Schroder himself. Time moves so incredibly fast. 1 minute we're sitting on the living room carpet in our footy pajamas, watching a silver train roll across the screen, and the next we're grown-ups, rocking in our favorite chairs, watching the same faces on YouTube decades later. But you know what? These beautiful memories, they never leave us. They stay tucked in our hearts forever. So tell me right now, while it's still fresh, which of these transformations shocked you the most today? Was it Alfonso Ribero hosting 2 huge ABC shows at once? Was it finding out that Jason Bateman was on Silver Spoons from the very beginning? Or was it Corky Pigeon trading his tap shoes for a drum kit in a punk rock band? Drop it in the comments right now. I want to know. And here's the big one, my friends. Here's the question that pulls at every single one of our hearts. If you could go back to the 1980s for just one evening, just one, to sit in your old living room, on your old carpet, with your family all around you, watching Silver Spoons on Friday night just one more time, what would you give to do it? Who would you want sitting next to you? What would you say to them if you had the chance? Share your beautiful stories in the comments below, my friends. I read every single one of them. I promise you that. Every single comment, every single memory, every single name. I see you, I hear you, and I remember right along with you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for traveling back in time with me today. If this video warmed your heart even a little bit, please hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss our next journey, and ring the bell so you'll be right here with us for the next trip down memory lane. Until next time, my beautiful friends, keep those memories close, keep your loved ones closer, and never, ever forget we were all there together, and we always will be. Heart.